this is just a quick recap of up-level your career. So we talked about energy, informational and experiential data, randomness, aka uncertainty, reframed uncertainty as randomness, and you made a 90-day up-leveling game plan. And the psychology, or the core bit behind it, is this journey that we go through as we go through change. So at the top, we're excited, there's a new idea, we're enthusiastic, there's a dream. But the real work comes in that U shape, where we start to see resistance, the dragons start to appear, things feel messy, we're out of control, we have no reference points. All our demons come up and say, no, 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 you can't go, you don't know what you're doing, stay back. But it is possible to move forward, you have insights, this is where support is the most useful. Because on the other side, there is light and there is a new normal. So, and here's Ikigai. Peter, thanks for bringing it up. It is a core concept in the coaching I do. It's very helpful. It's quite meaty, so I didn't bring it into up-level your career, but it's a great framework, and I recommend looking it up to try and articulate what you want to do, your purpose, your vision, your mission, and speak about it. But it does take a little bit of concentration, attention, and energy to work with it. Mm-hmm. And as a quick summary, Ikigai is the sweet spot. It's when you're feeling this aliveness, like Peter was describing, and it's at the intersection of what you feel drawn to doing, what you're passionate about, what your zone of genius is, what the world needs, and what the world will pay you for if you want to make it a livelihood. And so there are some challenges to moving in a new direction, changing career, creating your own path. It can be lonely. It can feel like there's no guidance. There are no clear answers. In today's labor market, the career pathways can be quite complex, especially if you want to work at global level or you're changing industry. There's a lot of uncertainty, and with COVID, that's kind of even more salient. And if you've already built a career, it can feel like there's a lot to lose. Mm-hmm. So if you're successful in your career and you're feeling like you want to change something, there's a bigger barrier. Because there's nothing pushing you out. You have to really jump or feel drawn. And that's not always there at the start. So who do you turn to, especially if everybody around you is kind of content with their life? Who's going to support and challenge you in moving forward on your path? But I think, it doesn't have to be complicated. The reason I call the group presence, power, possibility is because I think these are the three foundational things. So one is presence, kind of connecting with your calm, still core and hearing your own inner voice. Then having the courage to act on it. And that's when the resistance and the dragons come up and I say, no, 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 you can't do that. Which is why small steps help. And then the willingness to do some work and articulate your zone of genius. And share it with the world in new ways that maybe you haven't done before. Like, going online live is not something I would have ever thought of doing a few years ago. And yet now here we are. So that's the idea, the philosophy behind Presence, Power, Possibility, which is a small group. So it's a maximum of 8 people. Working together. And so you have me as your coach, but you also have the power of the group. And I think Claudia and Claire, who are in the group, will testify to the nourishment and the support that comes from the group, as well as having a coach. And the things that with this new edition of Presence, Power, Possibility, the kind of goals or things that you'll accomplish, that it's designed for, is to develop a new relationship to uncertainty, because in uncertainty there's also opportunity. So the idea is to reframe the challenge of uncertainty and see the gold in it and retrieve the gold from it. To clarify and articulate your mission, your vision, the message you want to speak in the world, and practice speaking them with confidence. So that's one of the other things in the group, that you start to speak things that just feel a bit scary at the beginning. There's a lot of deep work. So working around limiting beliefs, identifying them is a task in itself. So putting your finger kind of on, or helping you put the finger on the thing that's holding you back, and then working with it to release it. And essentially feeling expanded and playing a bigger game, which means facing those dragons, facing the demons, hopefully with a bit of joy and a bit more flow and ease. And there's a page for the course, so you'll find all the information there. These are some clients who worked with me in the past who've said some positive things. And even in the midst of COVID, Durga, for example, has done really well in stepping up in leadership of imposter syndrome and doing things that she didn't think she could do. And as a result, she's got a lot of media attention, which brought money for her organization and has given her confidence that she could do the work she's doing now and be paid for it. Whereas at the beginning, she thought she would have to do it for free. She works with doctors of the world, and specifically focuses on homeless and migrant populations. How it works. So we're slowing down so you can speed up. So there's a lot around harnessing, gathering your energy and calming the mind so you can see your answers more clearly. So there are 90-minute calls every month for 3 months, where I'll share my most powerful coaching with you. It's different to this more conversational style. It's really slowing down and going deep into whatever it is that you're bringing. We'll have an introductory scene setting call next week. So that's to make sure you understand how it works, and also to customize the journey for you. So you can bring your 90-day up-leveling game plan, for example, and we can make sure that it's that you know what to do with it going forward. There'll be a page. So some of the feedback I got from the previous group was to have a page with all the resources. So there'll be a page with the recordings and the materials, just in case you miss anything. You can just go there. There's a buddy system, and I know that was appreciated. So connecting with other people and supporting each other, and also practicing some peer coaching. And I think one of the things that I've received good feedback for is sharing the psychology of coaching, or how I coach. Now, I didn't go through the ICF route and train and jump those hoops. I learned coaching by practice and through apprenticing with other coaches that I think are really powerful. And that's what I share with you. Obviously, there's a Facebook group, so we can stay connected. You can share your wins. You can ask questions. And if you sign up before tomorrow at midnight, you get a bonus clarity session with me to get you started. So it's 3 months, and there is one theme per month. Month 1 will be define your vision and your message and who it's for. So articulating what you want to do in the world. Month 2 will be refine your offer. So translating your gifts, your zone of genius, into something pragmatic and practical. What is it? And then the final one will be creating your own system to amplify your whatever it is that you've articulated and share it with the world. So there's a lot of fear of visibility, so that's going to be a big theme. So how to be more visible or overcome that barrier to showing your new version of you and sharing the new message that you're bringing, that you want to bring into the world. And that's, it can be very simple, but it will involve clarifying sort of, are you sharing online or offline? Are you speaking in organizations, or are you sharing articles on LinkedIn, for example? And when I started my coaching journey and my own business, I just shared once a week, shared a blog post once a week, and that helped me grow my business. It was very simple. So how much is it? Well, I believe the best investments are property and personal development because they keep giving you a return with time. So you get coaching, obviously, from me. I think you get the mental benefits of a retreat because we slow down and sort of cut out the noise, and you have a space where you can actually hear yourself. And also be resonated and echoed by others who are like you. So that's the mastermind aspect. And I know many of the people in the current group are going to stay in touch. So you might make some lifelong friends. So I estimate the value at £2,500, but if you sign up now, it's £697. And this work doesn't have to take long. An insight can come to you very quickly. So this is Alicia, who's a current client who met me at the Leader Circle, and she did some self-inquiry and had a big insight. So you can have that insight pretty quickly with some deep focused coaching. And then it's the accountability to honor that insight and implement it and take action, which you'll have over that 3 months. Here's some more examples of what people have experienced in coaching with me, which you can see on the webpage. And if you want to have a look, that's the link there. I'll pop it in the chat in case you want to have a look